Now, a study by brand intelligence consultancy Ornico and market research house Worldwide Works released findings of the South African social media landscape of 2023. TikTok has overtaken Instagram to secure their coveted second place among the big 5 social media platforms in the country. Now, Facebook continues to reign supreme as the dominant force in the social media realm. Now, Arthur Goldstock is the MD of Worldwide Works, joins us now to look at these figures. Arthur, thank you for making time for us this afternoon. What's making TikTok so famous? It's really challenging, the dominant social media networks.
Thank you, Clement. It's actually fascinating to watch the rise of TikTok over the last few years. And what it tells us is that the youth market really dictates where social media goes. So when something goes really big amongst the youth, it then follows into the adult market. So when we look at TikTok, for example, which everyone thinks is only about the youth, we find that in fact it's penetrated older age groups dramatically. So we know that it's the under 13s or under 15s who dominate it with their fun videos, but also getting their friends to watch them on TikTok. That's a big aspect of its success. But then you look at the older age groups, and what we found is that 44% of users over the age of 15, that's people living in cities and towns in South Africa, are on TikTok. And in the next older age group, 25 to 34, 37% of South Africans, which is massive, when you think that people imagine it's only the teenagers. So when you see that penetration now working its way up the age groups, you realize that TikTok is coming for Facebook's dominance.
Yeah, but from your and from your report, it appears Facebook is still commanding that 56.7% penetration of South Africans aged 15 and over, living in cities, of course, and towns. So it's still comfortably dominating, but they should start thinking seriously about Instagram possibly coming closer and closer, like what we're seeing from this study.
TikTok, that is. TikTok has overtaken Instagram, which was a big shock to a lot of people because Instagram was so big in terms of sharing images and videos. And then TikTok came along and showed how videos really should be shared. So Instagram has tried to play catch-up. Yeah. Both Instagram and Facebook have introduced something called Reels, which is a copycat of TikTok. But the thing is, the kids know it's a copycat. They know that TikTok is the real thing when it comes to sharing short videos. And the way it's designed is also intended to be far more viral. In other words, you can be far more confident of your video getting seen by far more people on TikTok. So that's the real plus that they have over Instagram and Facebook. But yes, Facebook's appeal to the youth audience, that is the starting point for TikTok, is fading. And that will work its way up through the Facebook age groups in the years to come.
Yeah, so Instagram coming third, as you've indicated, Instagram remaining that popular choice among, South African social media users, boasting 27.6% penetration. Where does Twitter feature in all of this?
Twitter actually is quite strong, surprisingly, given all the trouble that it's had. And it's not too far behind Instagram. It stands in 4th place with 22% of adult South Africans, that's over the age of 15, using Twitter in South Africa. So Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are at similar levels, ranging from 22 to 30%. And then quite far behind them comes LinkedIn, which is the professional social network, at 14.7%, which seems low, but bearing in mind that it's aimed for professional use, that's regarded as pretty strong performance for the network. They've grown significantly in the last couple of years. So all of these looking strong, but TikTok are really doing all the running.
Yeah. Another significant insight from the study is the impact of privilege on social media usage. Are you seeing a strong correlation here between race, socioeconomic level, and just the general usage of these platforms?
That's really what stood out for me in a dramatic way in all of the social networks breakdown of socioeconomic level. So the company that collects the data, Ask Africa, developed this concept called the SEL, or socioeconomic level, to update the old idea of LSMs, lifestyle measures, because socioeconomic level is a much better measure of where people are at in their lives. And we looked at their measures of socioeconomic level versus Facebook usage. And we found that Facebook had fairly even penetration across all socioeconomic levels, from the top 1 down to number 8. Bear in mind, these are 10 levels, starting with the highest level at 1 and the lowest level at 10. So the top 8 levels all had a very similar penetration range, or they all fell between around 60 and 80%. Suddenly, at level 9, it plummets down to 24%, and at level 10 down to 12%. So that tells us that in those lowest 2 socioeconomic levels, there is a massive inability to access social media. We looked at the same thing then with Instagram, and there we found there was a dramatic drop-off with every single level. So at the very top level, you had 65% penetration of Instagram use amongst South Africans at level 1. And then it drops to 49% at level 2. That surprised us firstly. But then we see it continue to drop until at level 10, it's down to 4%. So that really tells us the story. And then TikTok, equally dramatic, starting at a 58% penetration of the number 1 socioeconomic level, down to 3% for level 10. So that tells us generally that social media and privilege go hand in hand in South Africa.
Yeah, a really interesting study there. Arthur Goldstuck, thank you for sharing insights of the study you've done on these social media platforms.